sad news that WWE have now started to release talent. This news coming through whilst we were live for our SmackDown live stream. And to be honest with you, it's not surprising. This is something we'd spoken about in Unseen, and we'd kind of gone over the fact that there was something in the air. It really felt like a lot of messages were being put out there, a lot of promos, a lot of emotion, a lot of reflection, a lot of tweets, a lot of cryptic things. It just felt like it was that time of year. And as we said, there was something in the air where I think a lot of the wrestlers knew that this was likely coming. To be honest with you, I didn't expect it to be today. And some of the names that have obviously emerged are obviously surprising as well. We've got the list, or the current list. I mean, it is worth stressing at the start that there could be more than this. But it's been a little while since we've heard of any other new names. So it feels like this might be it for now. I don't think they're going to want to release people while SmackDown is actually airing. So that's why I'm trying to get this done just before SmackDown begins. So let's go through and we'll just quickly talk about why we think these people may have found themselves getting released. So Sean Ross Sapp 55 minutes ago. So it's still not even been an hour since the first names were announced, right, at the time of recording this. But Kayden and Katana, and we've just said during our live stream that I'm of the opinion they don't want women's tag teams, proper, actual women's tag teams. I think that the women's tag belts on the main roster are just a way of getting two singles wrestlers that we don't really have anything for. For example, you could look maybe at Piper Niven and Alba Fire. We don't really have much for them in the singles division. So we've put them together and we've made the Secret Service. And so that gives them something to do, and there's some belts that they can go after. You know, we don't really need Liv around the titles at the moment. And Raquel is obviously, you know, not long back from the illness that she had to try and overcome. And so, you know, they've kind of been put together. I don't think WWE want actual women's tag teams. This is why we don't have NXT tag titles for the women. So I think it was always going to be a little difficult for Kayden and Katana. But to be honest with you, I was kind of hoping this was going to be the start of actual women's tag teams. Now that we've got the Women's Intercontinental and the Women's United States, I was hoping this would be the beginning of a proper division, but news has come through. Sadly, they've been released. And I think if they're not going to have them as a team, I think there's just so much talent. I think they would really struggle as single stars. I think these girls they work so well together. It's a great pickup for someone, you know, TNA, AEW, whoever, right? They're going to get a great team there. Dakota Kai. This one's going to be a bit of a surprise because she's a pretty big name, to be honest. I just think that she's missed a lot of time. She's very injury prone. She's a great talent. But I just think that the problem is if you sit on the sidelines for 12 months and, you know, you keep picking up injuries, there are women coming into this business all the time that are coming for your spot. And, you know, we've got the likes of Julia, Stephanie, Jordan Grace. You know, there's some amazing women. Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker. I mean, we sing the praises of that NXT women's division all the time. And, you know, that puts pressure on the main roster. You are fighting for your spot. So if you're not getting regular TV time, if you're not developing your character, if you're not developing that relationship with the crowds, and again, not because it was Dakota's fault, but because I think the injury has really sidelined her. I think that the absence has really hurt, and life is just not fair. And that's not an easy thing to say, but it is the truth. You can put all the work in. You can work just as hard as Rhea Ripley. You can do more hours in the gym than her. You can go to promo classes and do absolutely everything you can. But if you're going to have injury setbacks and, you know, if creative are going to just struggle to find something for you for some reason, you know, maybe you was born not quite as tall as Rhea Ripley, not quite as imposing as, say, Rhea Ripley, then you might find yourself just struggling with creative. And I just think she's a victim of these things. I think had she have got going and, you know, we got that a bit of momentum and Merch sales were kind of clicking. I think we could have found a way with Dakota. She's really, really unfortunate. She's really unfortunate. I feel so sorry for all of these people. There's no one here that I, would feel good about seeing released. I mean, it's just horrific. All of it is horrific. But that's the sad truth, isn't it? The more you bring people through your developmental, the more you've got to say goodbye to people. You can't keep everyone. And Braun Strowman, a surprise, to be honest. I didn't expect Braun to be on this list. But Braun, I think, is someone that's been released before. I think they struggle with Braun. I think he's got a purpose. He's big and he's great for, being a mystery partner or a mystery opponent. I think he's great if you're going to do him and Bronson Reed. I mean, that feud was so entertaining. I mean, I really enjoyed that. I think there is real value in having him in the company. So I don't know if there's any issue behind the scenes, but I think it's one of those where he's very hard to book on a consistent basis because he is big, he is a monster, and if you see that on a regular basis, it kind of loses its aura a little bit. And I wonder if that was a little bit of a challenge they had, but I would say out of all of them, this one was the most surprising to me up until this point. Shayna Baszler, not a massive surprise. She struggled for TV time. I think she probably had a sneaky suspicion that things were not going to look good if there were going to be releases. But there's no word that they've released Zoe Stark, which is obviously great news. I mean, we don't want people released. So hopefully they see something there and they can do something with her. Shayna, an excellent talent, but it's hard when you're a very technical wrestler for that to work on the kind of main stage because, moonsaults and all these big spots, suicide dives, that's not really Shayna's forte. She's more ripping off limbs and twisting joints, and I don't know that works as well on like a WrestleMania stage. And I think that was always a bit of a struggle, so I think there was a way of making Shayna work as a character. I don't think WWE ever came close to finding it, though. So, Sean Ross Sapp saying these are the releases and the departures. Braun, Kayden, Katana, Shayna, Dakota. We may hear that some of these were just that contracts weren't renewed. And I hope it's that, to be honest. I on the live stream said I think there's a big difference between being released and your contract just not being renewed. So I think that I'd like to think that all these contracts just naturally reach their conclusion, but I bet that there were some actual releases here. People that still had quite a bit of time on their contracts. I really hate when they do that. Then things got a bit confusing. So this was 44 minutes ago, but 32 minutes ago, Cora Jade said, "I'm thankful for all the childhood dreams that I got to live out. I have a lot to say in due time. Stay tuned." So Cora posting that, which obviously heavily suggests that she had been let go as well. She followed it up, or there was another tweet here that just got a lot of free time on our hands. See you soon. So obviously we know that Blair Davenport has already left WWE. Obviously it seems like Cora has gone. And it sort of teases that Riley Osborne may have gone as well. Seems like dirt sheets are really struggling to get that confirmed at the time of recording this, though. It seems like these tweets are the tweets everyone's looking at and using as proof that Cora and Riley have departed. Here was Dakota with the Grand Theft Auto. Oh, shiz. Here we go again. GIF. So that was Dakota 40 odd minutes ago. There's a new version of this. So both Cora and Eddy have posted. Eddy Thorpe posted like a peace out kind of GIF, indicating they've been released. A new version of that, though. If I click on that, will it take me to the new version? Both Cora and Riley have posted indicating as well as Riley Osborne. Okay. So the new update of that is the same. He just added Riley Osborne's name, who's that guy there. Right, then we got this 29 minutes ago. Gigi Dolin has been released. This was a shock. She was kind of in a tag team down in NXT with Tatum Paxley. But, I mean, I don't think that was really where that's not a long-term thing. I don't think the main roster wants women's tag teams. So if they struggle to find something for her to do as a solo star, I think that's where we've hit the buffers. And for some reason, they seem to have struggled to have found a way of using her as a solo star, which, you know, I'm quite surprised at. I think she's a good talent, but I suppose it's just hard, isn't it, when you've got Kalani and Sol Ruka and Julia and Jordan Grace and Stephanie and Jada Parker, and I mean the list goes on and on and on. The talent in NXT is really high, and I think that we're seeing maybe some good talent departing as a result of it being so crowded. So here, this is from PW Nexus. So Gigi Dolin, they're, I think, kind of confirming. They might be just going off these kind of tweets that we saw as well. But Gigi Dolin, Cora Jade, Eddy Thorpe, and Riley Osborne. This is on top of those main roster cuts. More could be announced soon. And then an hour ago, Shayna Baszler saying, no one can offer what I have to offer. Reality. Let the galaxy burn. What I want to do is I just want to have a look at the latest and just see if there's anything else. 35 seconds ago, there sadly is more releases that are coming out. Jakara Jackson has been released by WWE. That coming from PW Insider. She was a member of the group Metaphor. She was in a tag team with Lash Legend, and they only split those two the other day. I didn't get the sense that she knew that the end was coming for her when we were watching NXT. We were quite surprised that team had split, actually. But again, I don't think they're looking for women's tag teams. So Lash, I think, is someone that they see as being, you know, potential. Jakara, I would have thought you could have done something with her, to be honest. But again, I'm just going to repeat what I said about Gigi, and that is, I think that there is just so much great talent in NXT, certainly in that women's division. I mean, it really is one of the best women's divisions in the world. That I think there's some really good pickups here for TNA, maybe even AEW. I'm sure Tony Khan is keeping a very close eye on these releases, and you know, I think there's potentially, you know, something there with Jakara. But really sad to hear that we've got another release there. Just having a little scroll down to see if there's anything else in regards to the releases. And I think that might be everything that we've got. So, yeah, we went quite a while there without having a release, and we've just had news come through about Jakara. That certainly implies that we're not done with these releases. It might be that we continue to have more that come through. Obviously, hopefully not, but that's the latest when it comes to the releases. So, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.